Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and today I'm bringing you a very close 3 versus 3 in Total War Attila. It was pretty close, I would say. There's some good strategy that's played on both sides here, and it's a 3 versus 3, which is nice. I usually play 2 versus 2 or 1 versus 1, just because Attila is so poorly optimized and everything is so laggy. But yeah, it's 3 versus 3, so you can see there's a lot of units on the field. I am playing as the Tanukhids, and I've got a Eastern Roman Empire ally and a Sassanid ally. And you can see that the Alani, they have already got some chosen raiders to annoy us over here. But looking at the enemies, you already know that the Alanis are here. And we've got the Ostrogoths as well. And we've got the Jutes. So the Jutes, I believe, was played by Max Laser, and the Ostrogoths was played by Venetian Knight. The Alans were played by two apples. That's literally what his name was. I don't exactly remember what my two enemy player names were, but we will see them at the end of the battle. So don't fear there. It's about a 20-minute battle, which is to be expected for 3 versus 3. I'm quickly going to go over my army. I've got 5 units of Desert Hurlers here, so really strong in the skirmishers. I've got 4 units of Tanukhid Pikes and 4 units of Tanukhid Ambushers. So these guys, very, very high melee attack and melee damage, very low defense. So I'm really using them in combo with the Pikes to rely on both of their strengths. And then I've got my Mavia's Bodyguard here. And then I went for my Klibinari. And if you guys see me playing as the Tanukhids, this is my staple cav. I really, really like this cav. Probably one of my favorite cav units in Total War Attila, period. Just for the fact, I don't know if you guys know, but they actually have a scare tactic. So on top of their insanely ridiculous charge bonus, you can pop a scare attack that does 9 morale points on the enemy, so just really deadly. But enough about them. I'm going to look at the Eastern Roman Empire real quick. He's got a couple units of pikes in the front. He's got some spears on either flank. He's got 6 units of the Eastern Armored Legio. It's looking very nice there, very professional. He's got some more spears kind of scattered about. I think he's got 5 units of them. Then he's got his general, Magister Militum. Magister Militum. Then he's got some Tagmata Cavalry, so they're a good medium shock. Nothing too fancy, but it's all about that charge bonus. So that's pretty much what he's bringing. And then for the Sassanids, pretty standard. He's got a lot of these cataphracts. He's got Safbed as the general. And then, of course, the Dalamite warriors. Can't play the Sassanids without bringing these Dalamites. And he's got some elite Dalamite infantry at the front as well. And he's got his Armenian slingers, which are really deadly. So that pretty much finishes up ours. You can tell this battle takes a while to get started. That's why I've got enough time to kind of run through everybody. So looking at the Ostrogoths, he's got a lot of these spear veterans in the front here. And the Alani, I think they just brought all cav. Mostly Salmatian cataphracts, I think is all he brought. Oh, he's got some heavy cataphracts over here. But back to the Ostrogoths, he's got some veterans in the front, 4 units of them. Or actually, he's got 8 units of them. Wow. Yep, all veterans. And the Alani generals here. And for his cav, for the Ostrogoths, bringing, looks like 5 units of noble horsemen. And that's pretty much it. Looking at the Jutes, he's got some Nordic hurlers mixed with some Nordic pikes in the front lines. He's got some Nordic heavy horse. One of my favorite shields, I think, is the Jute/Saxon shields. They look really awesome. And he's got some Nordic band, extremely trash, but probably just meant to soak up the enemy fire. And I recognize Max Laser. It's funny, when you start to play with players more and more often, you kind of expect what they're going to bring. And yes, Max Laser, he loves his Danish, and he loves his Royal Huskarls. He's got a lot of these Huskarls here, which I totally expected him to bring. And he's got his Nordic Warlord as well. But yeah, a lot of Horse Lords. And then I think this is the last of the Alani over on this side. Some more Salmatian Cataphrat Lancers and some heavy Cataphrats. So yeah, whew. All done. And just in time, you can see that we're moving forwards our forces here. Kind of readjusting. My Tanukhids moving forwards. That is a nice shot. Look at the men on the field. Very, very nice. I'm usually more of an aggressive player, for those of you that have watched me, so this was really, really different for me to bring this many slingers. I usually only bring 4 tops. Sometimes I even bring like 2 or 3. I'd rather get that extra cav unit or extra infantry unit. But, you know, these are really decent slingers. They've got a good rate of fire, good range, so I thought that I would try to be more on the defensive, because I do lose quite a lot in Attila, and I really think that it's because I'm far too aggressive. But we'll see what happens. Looking at our count, we have 8,000 men, they have 5,756, but the balance bar is even. And the reason that we have so many more men than them is just because the Alans only brought horses. Yeah, I'm not even going to zoom in on that, but you can see that the raiders are being really annoying. But it looks like the cataphracts are going to chase them out of there. I've got all of my cav moving over onto the flanks. Let's go jump over there. Yeah, this cav is awesome. I love this cav. They've even got bows, too. They're cataphracts, but they have bows. Like, how awesome is that? Turn on the HUD a bit. So, yeah, if I hit center, you can kind of see where the deployment is going. So you can see that I'm moving all my cav kind of to the back of the red line here, getting ready for a charge. And I'm swinging out all of my men to kind of close in on this flank over here of the Jutes. But it looks like a Venetian knight as the Ostrogoths. He's done waiting around, and he is moving forwards. Oh, we're going to get a charge here? No, they're not going to charge. Oh, they're getting hit by the slingers. Oh, we got some return fire there. This might be a little bit laggy, guys. I don't know exactly how it's going to perform, because I really rarely upload anything bigger than a 2v2. But we'll see how it goes. It's not really my PC, it's more Attila. But yeah, just getting wrecked here, these Alani chosen raiders. But he didn't really utilize all their ammo, but that's okay. I think they had really annoyed enough. Ooh. Oh. They're still getting some kills, though, that's for sure. What do we got coming in here? That's even more the Sassanid cav, I think. Yes, it is. How are we looking on the other flanks? Sassanids haven't moved up yet, and we're kind of hoping that he does, but he is quite distracted with the raiders. And I've got this massive kind of sweeping flank around here, and you can see that that has kind of made the Jutes a little bit nervous, so they're actually going to be pulling back to kind of straighten the line. But I'm just going to keep pushing farther and farther onto the flank. Eventually, he's going to run out of room. I got some of this... We got the Salmatian Cataphract Lancers. Like, these things are ridiculously expensive. I wonder what... Excellent charge bonus. I wonder what it is. 260. I think they're like 1,300. What's mine? Charge bonus. 242. And I think these guys are like 850. So, we'll see who wins. Yeah, I'm trying to get my slingers into range here. I want to start using them to my advantage. And I'm not actually targeting the other slingers. I'm actually going for his pikes. I want to get them out of the battle as quickly as possible. Oh, and we even got the armored legionnaires firing as well. And he's trying to push his pikes in as quickly as possible. How are we doing over on the flanks? Anything going on?
Beware! Our hidden units have been revealed.
Not at this point. But yeah, look, we've already routed that one unit of pikes, so that's going really well for us. The second unit is in position, but these two units of armored legio are just throwing their pila at it. So that's going to cause some damage for sure. Down to 122 out of 160. When we got the, oh, man. Nice charge there by the Cav. Just wrecking that Nordic band. They're going to break for sure. And yes, we've got the collision here with the 3 units of Salmatian Cataphract Lancers. We're going to close in over here as well. Nice. Very nice. I've even got a couple units, I think, that are free to come around. Yes, I do. Yeah, so you can see with the Cataphract Lancers, my Cav is much cheaper than his, and they're already at half health. And it's the same over here. I'm just going to get a nice rear charge. I popped the scare tactic. You can see -9 morale. Very, very nice. So I'm definitely winning over in the Cav engagement. And you can see I've got all of my men kind of not even engaged, just pushing on the flanks, to be honest. And I'm just allowing these slingers to kind of do their work. I've got 1 unit of pikes just screening the entire army of the Jutes to kind of hold them back. And I'm actually targeting his Huskarls with my slingers because they actually have pretty poor missile chance block, I believe. Yeah, armor is only 30. And melee defense 25. And look at that, missile block chance is 0. So yeah, really, really good thing to aim for. FYI, guys. But we got some Pike v Pike action over here. I don't want to focus on all my battle. Let's kind of take a look at what else is going on over here. So we got the Huskarls going against the Eastern Armored Legio. And then you can see the Sassanids over there as well, fighting against the Ostrogoths. Got a nice long line there. You can see that the Ostrogoth veterans are pretty depleted, but they are winning on the flank just with the help of the Alani Cav. But very, very smart play by the Sassanids here. He's actually got his unit in wedge formation. I think he's trying to sneak the entire unit in behind enemy lines, and it looks like he is quite successful at that. Pushing right around the flanks, tying up more of the noble horsemen. And look at that, I've got all of my Cav free. You can see that a ton of the noble horsemen for the Ostrogoths are going to try to come to contain this mess. Yeah, so I've got 6 units of Cav, as many as I started with. Look at that, I think I lost maybe 40 men in that entire engagement, so really impressed with the Tanukhids. I really never see anybody play them, but they're a good faction. Really good faction. Solid infantry, decent pikes that are pretty cheap.
The enemy refuses to admit defeat. Their unit has rallied.
But yeah, you can see I'm kind of just screening the entire battlefield with all of my pikes. I've got more pikes over here with the Eastern Armored Legio. Just locking in more of the Cav, of the Jutes noble horse lords, or Nordic horse lords, sorry. We're going to get a nice charge here with the spears on the pikes, kind of sandwiching them. Oh, nice. Yeah, just like that, they've broken. Just like that. Let's put this on slow-mo a little bit. Kind of zoom out again. The Attila battles happen so fast that I really like to show you guys everything that's going on. What do we got for the Sassanids? They're still holding over there. You can see that the balance of power has moved quite into our favor. The odds, or the amount of men on the field is 2-to-1 for our side. So yeah, really tough time over here. The spear veterans moving back to a better position. But yeah, you can see I've got all of my cav kind of in a position for a good charge. I've got them in wedge formation. And I'm just going to try to tie down the rest of these noble horse archers here. Let's try to get a little bit closer in the battle. There we go. Yeah, locking in these heavy horse units. Let's let go of that there. Turn on the HUD. Yeah, you can see these trying to sneak another unit of noble horse into a good rear position, but I'm able to chase them away with my unit. And I've got another unit coming around that's going to charge into this noble horse. And my pikes and infantry are not far behind. Nice charge there. Really nice charge. Let's go ahead and get to normal speed. Hear the battle sounds. Yeah. Noble horsemen are breaking.
The enemy is going for our general. Protect him.
There's 2 more units over here of Nordic horse lords, plus the general of the Venetians, so I am struggling a bit to try to contain the cav, just because there's so much cav coming against me here.
Filthy cowards. Our allies are running.
And I think that that's the Sassanids mostly breaking off the battlefield, but he did have a lot of work to do.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Yeah, battle moving even more into our favor. The Jutes are pretty much destroyed. We're kind of swinging around here. We've got the Nordic warlord over
The men
here.
have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Looks like he is breaking. Yeah, running down the rest of those men there. We have some pockets of fighting over here, I think. Nice. What are we looking at for enemies here? There's still 5 minutes left. Yeah, a lot of the Sassanids just overwhelmed by the Alani and Venetian push. But he did hold on and do quite a bit of damage. So good play there. Yeah, we got a lot of the veterans taking on the Eastern Armored
The
Legio.
men are broken and running for their lives.
But I'm still trying to contain all the horses. Yeah, you can see that they're really, really depleted at this point. They're starting to break. We've got the Ostrogothic general here, trying to fight on.
The enemy general is fallen.
There we go. He is wiped out as well. Looks like we got some, what are these here? Some spear veterans for the Ostrogoths. But I'm pretty much, they are a spear unit, but I'm just charging my cav in anyways. And I've got my Tanukhid ambushers coming in behind as well. Nice. They're almost like a little desert assassins. Ooh. Yeah, super high melee attack. If you guys actually want to see here. I thought it was ridiculous. Yeah, 51 melee attack, 50 melee damage, 66 morale, but that's fluctuating. So they're a good unit to go for. But yeah, close victory, but really, really epic battle. I was really happy with the turnout there. So taking a look at the results, a lot of my infantry really didn't see any battle, except for these slingers. Look at the kills, and those were pretty much all on Royal Huskarls, so that was really worth it to get those Desert Hurlers. And then my Cav doing absolutely phenomenal. I was really impressed with them yet again. So Little Worm was the Eastern Roman Empire player, so thanks very much for playing. 248 by his general, and his Cav doing quite well, and his infantry doing good, and his pikes doing good. And Black Death, I have played with him before, so he did really well as the Sassanids. Again, getting good kills with his Cav. His infantry did okay, but they were pretty overwhelmed to the Venetians and the Alani. So Max Laser there, his Cav doing okay. Surprisingly, these two units doing exceptional, so I wonder what they were running down. But his pikes were targeted early on. His Nordic Band, of course, they're not going to do any good. And a couple of the units getting wiped out right away. But look at this. The ones that do get into melee, you better be scared. They are so beastie, these Huskarls. And Venetian Knight, 313 by his veterans. I think that's the MVP. That's the most kills. 205, 122, 103, 216. So well done there. But his Cav really suffering at the hands of my Cav. One getting 118 kills. And then the Alani here, extremely small army. A couple of his units did well, but I don't know. I was just able to best all of his Cav with cheaper Cav. Like, let's go and check it out real quick, just for fun. Let's see here. Oh, no, I've actually got the Medieval Kingdoms mod on. But that's okay. Go ahead and check it out yourselves, guys. I believe that my Cav is like 850. And the Salmation Heavy Cataphracts are like 1,200. I'm almost certain of that. But really, really awesome battle. Really effective use of strategy from all players. And thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this battle. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more Attila content in the future on my channel. And as always, I will see you in the next one.